straight game. There he is on the defensive end.
Garland is on the loose, baby.
Stops, fires, and hits.
Wow. Wow.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are having a weird season. They aren't playing nearly as bad as it feels, with an 11-9 record putting them only 2 wins behind last year's pace through 20 games. But each loss feels like it's shoving the Cavaliers closer to the edge, and every time you think this team is ready to turn the corner with an impressive victory, they suffer an equally concerning defeat. But if there's anything that can magically save this Cavs season from going over the cliff, it is Darius Garland, who as of now is having an extremely up and down season. The Cavs can only go as far as their all-star point guard will take them, and right now I think you can draw a direct line between Garland's shaky play and the Cavs' inconsistencies overall. The Cavaliers are 8-1 when Garland posts a positive plus-minus this season, and just 1-5 when DG is a negative. Garland is averaging nearly 10 fewer points per game in those losses, and has generally had a problem taking care of the ball and shooting with efficiency. So what exactly is going wrong here, and how can DG get himself back on track?
Garland tried to sling one inside to Mobley. That was batted away. It's another Cavalier turnover.
Normally one of the most efficient point guards in the NBA, Darius Garland is playing out of character to start this season. He's turning the ball over at a career high rate with an assist-to-turnover ratio that is nearly worse than his rookie season. Many of Garland's turnovers can only be classified as lazy and uninspired.
Strus, along with those 17 points, has 8 rebounds as Achua took it away from Garland.
He gently tosses this entry pass to Mobley, despite the defender being all over him, and it winds up out of bounds on the Cavs. And on this play, Garland throws it sky high over Okoro's head. It's one thing to turn the ball over because you are being aggressive, like on this lob attempt to Allen, but carelessly throwing a cross-court pass with the game on the line is the type of back-breaking play Darius Garland has made far too often this season.
Taken by Halliburton.
While I think we can dismiss some of these turnovers as a lack of focus, like losing the ball or throwing a pass slightly off the mark, plays like this highlight a genuine concern. The Thunder start this game by showing Garland an aggressive coverage in pick and roll, with Jalen Williams jumping to deny this pass to Mobley. Fair enough, but when the Thunder show the exact same coverage a minute later, Garland makes the same mistake and it's another live action turnover. We have seen Garland struggle with being trapped all season, and it's something that haunted him in the Knicks series.
That's a lot for a power forward.
And another steal by Barrett.
Throwing length at Garland and denying a pass to the roll man has left him helpless in these scenarios. Garland probably needs to keep his dribble alive on these plays and work to manipulate the defense. Check out this play where DG uses an in and out dribble to occupy the help defender for an extra second before throwing the lob. But far too often, Garland is simply telegraphing too many of his passes. Chris Paul is on top of this one long before Garland even throws the ball. And again, Curry has his hand up denying the pass the entire time, but Garland tries to throw it anyways, and it's a turnover. Forcing the ball inside is a problem for DG. He has Niang wide open here, but instead darts an errant pass into traffic. And we see a positive result when Garland does the opposite, probing inside and then making the read for an easy three-pointer. But we're just not seeing Garland make the same consistent decisions with the ball we are used to seeing. Garland is a mighty skilled playmaker, so it's mind-boggling when he does stuff like this.
Sets they've executed well.
95-94, Johnson the denial, and a foul call.
Going back to the way Garland handles being trapped, look at this delivery on the set of plays against the Hawks. These are deliberate passes with some heat on them to beat the defense, as opposed to the weird one-legged floaters he tried to sneak past the Thunder. A two-hand bullet pass has a much better chance of reaching Allen than whatever this is. And when the Hawks provide enough coverage to deny Allen later in the game, Garland is patient and finds the cutting Okoro instead. Cleaning up these turnovers is non-negotiable, because Garland is too crafty with his dribble to excuse such careless protection of the ball. I'd expect to see Garland get back into the swing of things as the season goes on, and one thing in particular could help get the ball rolling.
Play yourself back into shape.
Allen at the rim off a gorgeous feed by Garland.
Fans, coaches, and even his own teammates have long been calling for Darius Garland to take more three-pointers, and this season, he has chosen to ignore all of us, attempting a career-low 4.8 three-pointers per game on a career-worst 33% shooting clip. But Garland's jump shot hasn't just vanished, and he's posted career-best numbers in other areas, so what's the problem? I think the lack of volume and efficiency go hand in hand. Garland has never been the type of player to press when his shot isn't falling, and right now, it hasn't been falling, so naturally we are going to see him attempt fewer three-pointers. Considering how gifted of a shooter DG has proven to be, I'd imagine it's only a matter of time before he finds his rhythm and starts shooting the ball more frequently. We've seen him get hot for brief stretches of the season, and he's had some legitimately great games, like their win against the Philadelphia 76ers, but moments like this, where he passes up an open three-pointer and instead turns it over with the travel, will always be frustrating. This problem won't be solved until Garland digs himself out of this slump, but there is something else to be optimistic about, and that's his efficiency from two-point range. DG is hitting a career-high 52% of his attempts from 3 to 10 feet, and is shooting a career best from two-point range overall. This floater and mid-range pull-up are good weapons for an undersized guard to have. The floater not only makes it easier for Garland to punish defenders and drop coverage, but on plays like this, Garland freezes Embiid with a hesitation before bursting all the way to the cup for a lay-in. Finishing around the rim and converting in the mid-range have been positives for Garland this season, and a return to form from downtown should cause a cascade effect for every other aspect of his game. Because if Garland is hitting from deep, getting to the rim, converting in the mid-range, and setting up his teammates, then the Cavaliers have found their magic bullet. And everything just might work out for this team in the end.